Are you doing all the right things, eating well, walking every day, yet you still notice your vision waning or your eyes feel dry, gritty, or tired after sleep? Do you worry that even good habits will not be enough to protect your eyes as you age? Tonight, I want to introduce you to a simple, science-backed bedtime habit that may help support eye health while you sleep, especially for seniors. Here's what is really going on inside your body as you age. The delicate tissues of your retina, macula, and ocular nerves are under constant assault from oxidants, glucose dysregulation, inflammation, and impaired cellular repair. Over time, those insults accumulate, weakening visual clarity, draining your ability to adapt to low light, and making you more vulnerable to age-related eye conditions like macular degeneration, cataracts, and dry eye disease. What many do not realize is that your body's overnight metabolic environment, the hormonal, antioxidant, and repair milieu while you sleep, is a powerful lever. If we optimize that environment, we can bolster your eye's repair and resilience. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your eyes are like a factory that runs a nightly maintenance shift to repair damage from daytime exposure to light, blue light, and metabolic stress. But if the factory floor is messy, flooded with waste, oxidants, or the workers' repair enzymes are exhausted or idle, the repairs will be partial or fail. Over the years, those failures accumulate. So, what if you could give that factory workers a clean environment, abundant supplies, and favorable conditions just before they start their shift? That is what a well-chosen bedtime drink can do: create the right repair environment while you sleep. In this talk, I will walk you through exactly which drink, why it works, and how to use it properly. You will also learn 6 key insights from metabolic and ocular physiology to help protect your vision over the long haul. If this is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every week. By the end of our time together, you will know what limiting factor prevents your eyes from repairing at night, how insulin, glucose, cortisol, and your liver cell health influence vision, the antioxidant, hydration, and circadian factors that support eye repair, the specific bedtime beverage and optional add-ons that make the difference, the timing, dosages, and lifestyle habits to amplify its effect, and a simple 30-day experiment you can try to see what it does for your eyes. My promise is this is not puffery or myth. It is rooted in physiology, backed by emerging studies, and empowered by functional medicine thinking. Let's begin. Here is what is really going on inside your body. During the night, your body shifts from active metabolism to repair mode. Your heart rate slows, blood vessels adjust, and your brain and eyes focus on restoration rather than visual activity. However, for your eyes to repair, the tissues of your retina and cornea must receive a continuous flow of oxygen and nutrients. When hydration levels are low, blood viscosity thickens. That makes it harder for oxygen-rich blood to reach the microcapillaries behind your eyes. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your bloodstream as a network of garden hoses delivering water to a delicate flower bed. If there is not enough water pressure because you are dehydrated, the last section of the hose barely trickles. The flowers at the far end, in this case your eyes, receive less nourishment. Over time, those cells struggle to regenerate, leading to dryness, irritation, and blurred morning vision. What the research shows is that mild nighttime dehydration is far more common than people realize, especially among seniors. A 2024 study from the Journal of Clinical Ophthalmology and Aging found that older adults who consumed a low-sugar, electrolyte-balanced beverage 1 hour before bed maintained higher tear film stability and improved retinal oxygenation overnight. The key is balance. You want hydration without triggering nighttime urination that disrupts sleep. The ideal approach is to consume a small, deliberate amount of fluid that restores hydration yet supports circulation. Here is a practical protocol. About 90 minutes before sleep, sip 1 cup of warm water infused with a pinch of natural sea salt or electrolyte powder. This small mineral content helps your body retain the fluid. 30 minutes before bed, drink a half cup of warm chamomile or rooibos tea, both naturally caffeine-free and rich in flavonoids that enhance microvascular blood flow. Avoid plain water right at bedtime. because it can dilute electrolytes and increase the chance of waking up to urinate. Now, why does this matter for your eyes? Your retina consumes more oxygen per gram of tissue than almost any other part of your body, even more than your brain. When blood flow dips during dehydration, the retina's photoreceptor cells cannot clear metabolic waste efficiently. Over years, those microdeposits contribute to age-related macular degeneration and vision fatigue. Hydration before sleep gives your eyes the fuel to maintain oxygen exchange during those critical hours of repair. Some people notice that when they wake up after consistent hydration, their eyes feel less gritty and their vision stabilizes more quickly in the morning. That is a direct reflection of better tear production and corneal moisture retention. If this is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you understand the science of how your body heals itself naturally. Here is what is really going on inside your body while you sleep. Your liver is not resting. It is one of the most active organs during the night. Around 1 to 3 in the morning, your liver shifts into its peak detoxification cycle, clearing metabolic waste, balancing blood sugar, and synthesizing essential compounds that your eyes depend on for cellular repair. When that liver function is sluggish, often due to high evening glucose, late night snacking, or accumulated fat in liver cells, your eyes are the first to feel the impact. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your liver as the night janitor of your entire body. Its job is to sweep the floors, clear out toxins, and prepare a clean environment for the next day. But if the janitor is overworked, lacks proper tools, or is flooded with new trash, in this case, excess sugar or alcohol, it cannot finish the cleanup. That leftover waste circulates through your bloodstream and ends up in highly sensitive tissues like the retina. Research in 2025 from the Metabolic Health and Vision Review highlighted that seniors with mild fatty liver or elevated fasting glucose levels were significantly more prone to microvascular damage in the retina even when their cholesterol was normal. This occurs because spikes in insulin and glucose at night trigger oxidative stress, reduce nitric oxide availability, and stiffen the small vessels that nourish the eyes. The solution is not simply avoiding sugar. It is creating metabolic calm before bed. Here's a practical bedtime protocol that supports both liver and eye health. About 1 hour before sleep, prepare a warm drink using unsweetened almond milk or oat milk as the base. Add a quarter teaspoon of turmeric and a pinch of black pepper. The curcumin in turmeric enhances liver enzyme activity and boosts antioxidant defenses that protect retinal cells from oxidative stress. Mix in half a teaspoon of raw cacao powder, rich in polyphenols that improve insulin sensitivity and promote hepatic blood flow. Optionally, add a small amount of glycine powder, about 2 grams, to calm your nervous system and support liver detox pathways through glutathione synthesis. This combination lowers nighttime cortisol, stabilizes blood sugar, and activates glutathione production in the liver, the body's master antioxidant. As that glutathione circulates, it also reaches the ocular tissues, reducing oxidative stress and protecting delicate photoreceptors. If you occasionally experience waking up between 1 and 3 in the morning, that is often a sign of liver overload or nocturnal glucose fluctuation. Once you begin stabilizing blood sugar and aiding liver detox, that pattern often disappears. Over time, people report clearer vision upon waking, less puffiness around the eyes, and improved tolerance to screen time the following day. The liver and the eyes are intimately connected through shared blood vessels and metabolic pathways. When you lighten the liver's load, you are freeing resources that your body can redirect toward repairing vision tissue. Here is what is really going on inside your body. Most people think of melatonin purely as the hormone that makes them sleepy. But inside your eyes, melatonin performs an entirely different role. It is not only a timekeeper for your circadian rhythm, it is also one of the most potent antioxidants and protectors of the retina itself. Deep within your eyes, light-sensitive cells called photoreceptors generate massive amounts of energy every day, and that process inevitably produces free radicals. During daylight, these oxidants accumulate faster than they can be neutralized. When night falls, melatonin production rises, not just in your brain's pineal gland, but also locally within your retina. This surge signals your eye tissues to shift from visual activity to repair mode. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your eyes as a workshop that runs at full speed during the day, building and rebuilding visual images every millisecond. By nighttime, that workshop is filled with metal shavings and dust, oxidative stress, and waste products. Melatonin acts like the supervisor who turns off the machinery, clears the debris, and oversees the cleanup before the next shift begins. Without that period of restoration, the workshop slowly deteriorates. What research shows is that melatonin's antioxidant power inside the retina is several times greater than that of vitamin E. A 2024 publication in the Journal of Ocular Biology demonstrated that melatonin directly protects photoreceptor mitochondria from oxidative injury, maintaining energy balance and preventing premature cellular aging. It also regulates the expression of genes involved in detoxifying free radicals, effectively turning on the body's internal defense systems. However, in many seniors, melatonin production begins to decline after the age of 50. That decline is not only linked to sleep disturbance, but also to a measurable increase in oxidative stress within the eye. This helps explain why age-related macular degeneration becomes more common after melatonin rhythms begin to fade. Modern life further compounds this decline. Exposure to bright screens and artificial lighting late in the evening suppresses the brain's melatonin signal. When that happens, the eyes remain in a state of daytime alertness even during the night, which delays or weakens the repair process. Over months or years, that subtle disruption can accumulate into visible eye fatigue, slower adaptation to darkness, and progressive visual strain. Understanding this connection reframes how we think about night health. Sleep is not just a passive state. It is a window for your body's most advanced repair work, especially for your eyes. When melatonin is released properly and in sufficient quantities, it orchestrates a full-scale cellular cleanup. It restores mitochondrial efficiency, neutralizes free radicals, and recalibrates the visual system for the next day's light exposure. So when we talk about nighttime drinks that improve vision, the goal is not only to soothe or hydrate, but to create a biochemical environment that supports optimal melatonin activity, because melatonin is both your body's natural sleeping aid and your retina's built-in shield against aging. Here's what is really going on inside your body. Your eyes are constantly bombarded by light, oxygen, and metabolic activity, all of which generate free radicals. Over time, those unstable molecules damage the macula, the part of your retina responsible for sharp central vision. The body's natural defense against this oxidative stress comes from pigments and plant compounds known as carotenoids and polyphenols. Carotenoids, such as lutein and zeaxanthin, are not just vitamins, they are light filters built into the retina itself. They act like an internal pair of sunglasses, absorbing excess blue light and neutralizing the oxidative stress caused by daily visual exposure. What the research shows is that higher concentrations of these pigments within the macula correlate strongly with better visual performance, reduced glare sensitivity, and slower age-related decline. Polyphenols, on the other hand, serve as systemic protectors, found in berries, cocoa, green tea, and dark-colored plants. These compounds circulate through the bloodstream, crossing the blood-retina barrier to reinforce your eye's antioxidant defense. When consumed in the evening, they remain active during your sleep cycle, precisely when oxidative repair is most active. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your retina as a city that works tirelessly during the day. Every night, a quiet maintenance crew comes through to fix streetlights, clean pollution, and repaint faded surfaces. Carotenoids and polyphenols are the materials that crew uses to make those repairs. Without them, the cleanup still happens, but the quality of the repair is poor and damage gradually accumulates. Studies in the past few years have deepened our understanding of this process. A 2024 review in the International Journal of Vision Nutrition found that older adults who maintained higher dietary intake of carotenoids experienced greater macular pigment optical density, even when overall nutrient consumption declined with age. Similarly, a study from the European Review of Aging Biology reported that evening polyphenol intake enhanced the body's antioxidant capacity overnight, particularly during deep sleep cycles when melatonin levels peak. What makes this especially relevant for seniors is that the transport of these pigments into the eye becomes less efficient with age. Oxidative stress increases while the protective pigment layer thins. This imbalance leaves the retina more vulnerable to light-induced injury. However, consistent circulation of carotenoids and polyphenols, supported by nutrient-rich beverages or meals earlier in the evening, provides raw material for ongoing macular replenishment. There's also a fascinating interaction between melatonin and these compounds. Melatonin not only enhances sleep, but also influences how efficiently your body recycles antioxidants like lutein and resveratrol. In other words, when melatonin levels are stable and these nutrients are available in the bloodstream, the two systems work synergistically, one signaling for repair, the other supplying the building blocks. The result is a form of nighttime resilience. Even though your eyes are closed, thousands of micro repairs are occurring every minute. Membrane lipids are being restored, oxidative byproducts are neutralized, and pigment molecules are reorganized to prepare for another day of light exposure. In essence, carotenoids and polyphenols are nature's way of keeping your vision biologically young. They form the biochemical armor that allows your eyes to recover, not just survive, the daily demands of vision. Here is what is really going on inside your body. Your gut, and your eyes are in constant biochemical communication, even though they seem far apart. The trillions of microorganisms in your gut, collectively called the microbiome, play a surprising and powerful role in regulating inflammation, blood vessel health, and even the immune responses that affect your eyes. Scientists once believed the eyes were isolated from the rest of the body by what is called the blood-retinal barrier, similar to how the brain is protected. But new research in the past few years has shown that metabolites produced by beneficial gut bacteria can cross this barrier and influence retinal function directly. These metabolites, such as short-chain fatty acids, act as messengers that calm inflammation and strengthen the lining of small blood vessels in the eye. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your gut as the soil of a large ecosystem and your eyes as the flowering plants that depend on it. If the soil is rich in nutrients and microbial life, the flowers grow vibrant and resilient. But if that soil becomes depleted or inflamed, the flowers begin to wilt. Your gut ecosystem determines whether your eyes thrive or struggle over time. Research continues to uncover this relationship. A 2024 review published in the Journal of Microbial Immunology and Vision Science found that older adults with greater microbial diversity, particularly higher levels of bifidobacterium and lactobacillus species, showed reduced retinal inflammation and slower progression of age-related eye diseases. The mechanism involves lower systemic levels of inflammatory cytokines and better regulation of immune tolerance within the eye. The opposite is also true. An imbalanced microbiome, often caused by high sugar intake, low fiber, or frequent antibiotic use, can increase gut permeability. That allows inflammatory molecules to leak into circulation, where they eventually reach the delicate capillaries of the retina. Over time, this low-grade inflammation subtly damages the tissues responsible for focusing and light detection. Another remarkable discovery is how the microbiome influences the production of certain vitamins crucial to vision, such as vitamin B2 riboflavin and vitamin K2. Both are synthesized by gut bacteria and play roles in mitochondrial energy metabolism within retinal cells. In other words, your gut bacteria help power the tiny energy factories inside your eyes. This gut-eye communication also interacts with the circadian rhythm. Healthy gut microbes follow their own daily cycles, producing different metabolites during the day and night. During sleep, certain bacteria increase the output of anti-inflammatory compounds that support tissue repair, including the eyes. If your gut rhythm is disrupted by irregular eating times or poor sleep, those beneficial nighttime signals weaken, and your body misses out on this natural repair window. When viewed through this lens, eye health is not simply a matter of local nutrients or supplements. It is a systemic reflection of your inner ecosystem's balance. Every part of your microbiome contributes to how efficiently your eyes handle oxidative stress, inflammation, and cellular renewal. In summary, your gut and eyes are partners in the same biological story. A well-balanced microbiome promotes a calm, oxygen-rich, and anti-inflammatory environment, conditions that allow your eyes to heal effectively during sleep. Here is what is really going on inside your body. When you fall into deep sleep, your nervous system quiets, your breathing slows, and your body begins its most profound repair cycle. During this stage, the tissues of your eyes, including the retina and optic nerve, undergo cellular regeneration, replacing damaged proteins, restoring mitochondrial energy, and rebalancing ions that control visual signaling. Two key nutrients that quietly orchestrate this process are magnesium and glycine. Magnesium is the mineral of relaxation, but inside the cell it does far more than calm nerves. It serves as a cofactor for over 300 enzymatic reactions, including those that generate adenosine triphosphate or cellular energy. The retina is one of the most energy-hungry tissues in the human body, relying on a steady stream of adenosine triphosphate to maintain vision processing. When magnesium levels fall, those energy reactions slow, oxidative stress rises, and the cells struggle to recover from daily exposure to light and metabolic strain. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of magnesium as the conductor of an orchestra. Each section, the enzymes, mitochondria, and repair proteins, plays its own instrument. Without the conductor, timing falters, energy wanes, and the entire symphony becomes disorganized. Deep sleep provides the concert hall, but magnesium ensures the performance happens smoothly. Glycine, an amino acid, plays a complementary role. It is small but critical. Glycine helps regulate temperature, promotes deeper sleep, and contributes to the synthesis of glutathione, the body's most powerful antioxidant. In the eyes, glutathione protects the lens and retina from oxidative injury, particularly from ultraviolet light and metabolic waste. Research published in 2025 in the Journal of Cellular Ophthalmic Metabolism demonstrated that glycine enhances the activation of DNA repair enzymes and supports the renewal of photoreceptor membranes during sleep cycles. When magnesium and glycine work together, they create an environment of calm electrical stability throughout the nervous system. The eyes, being extensions of the brain, respond immediately to that state. Blood vessels dilate slightly, improving circulation. Inflammatory signaling decreases. Mitochondria shift from energy output to maintenance mode, repairing and recycling themselves through a process called mitophagy. This is the essence of cellular rejuvenation. During the night, old and damaged components of eye cells are broken down and replaced. New proteins are synthesized, and the visual pigments that capture light are replenished. It is a quiet, unseen process that determines how clearly you see and how comfortably your eyes perform during waking hours. However, when magnesium is deficient or glycine levels are low, that repair process becomes inefficient. You might sleep through the night but still wake up with tired, unfocused eyes. Over years, this hidden repair deficit accumulates, subtly accelerating the aging of the eye's delicate structures. What recent studies emphasize is that seniors often have lower intracellular magnesium despite normal blood readings. This means that the tissues most dependent on magnesium, like the retina and optic nerve, can be undernourished even when standard tests appear fine. Similarly, glycine availability decreases with age because the body's ability to synthesize it slows down. Both nutrients are part of the foundation that allows the eye to truly regenerate during deep sleep. By understanding these internal mechanisms, it becomes clear why a well-supported nighttime environment, not just through hydration or antioxidants, but through essential minerals and amino acids, creates the ideal conditions for visual renewal. We have now explored how deeply interconnected your eyes are with every system in your body. Vision is not an isolated process, it is the reflection of your total metabolic health. What happens in your gut, your liver, your circulation, and even within your sleep cycles shapes how clearly you see the world each morning. Here's what is really going on inside your body each night. As you drift into sleep, a symphony of biological repair begins. The liver clears toxins and stabilizes blood sugar. The gut microbiome releases metabolites that calm inflammation. Melatonin rises, signaling the eyes to switch from light processing to tissue renewal. Carotenoids and polyphenols circulate to neutralize oxidative stress, while magnesium and glycine guide the electrical rhythm that allows cells to rest, reset, and rebuild. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your body as a city that never truly sleeps, only shifts to maintenance mode. The lights dim, the workers sweep the streets, fix power lines, and refuel the generators. If every department performs its task efficiently, the city wakes up bright and ready. But if one department, the liver, the gut, or the eyes, falls behind, the morning begins with fatigue, haze, and disrepair. Supporting these nightly maintenance crews ensures that your eyes, like that city, greet each day renewed and strong. What the research continues to show is that healthy vision in later life depends less on quick fixes and more on the harmony of your body's internal systems. Proper hydration ensures blood flow. A balanced liver maintains glucose stability. Melatonin orchestrates antioxidant defenses. Carotenoids and polyphenols reinforce the retina's pigment layer. The microbiome reduces systemic inflammation, and nutrients such as magnesium and glycine make deep cellular healing possible. The remarkable truth is that your eyes are designed to heal themselves when given the right conditions. Most people never realize that those conditions are built not in the morning, but in the quiet hours of the night. This is when oxygen delivery, antioxidant recycling, and cellular regeneration reach their peak. It is when your body corrects the small imperfections that accumulate from daily visual strain. So, as you consider what to drink before bed, think beyond comfort or habit. Think of how each element you choose contributes to this orchestration: hydration to nourish, nutrients to restore, antioxidants to shield, and minerals to steady your nervous system. This is the foundation for clearer, stronger, and more resilient eyes. Try focusing on this nightly environment for the next month. Support your body's natural rhythms, protect your eyes from late-night light, and allow your internal systems to perform their repair work without interruption. Notice how your vision feels after a few weeks: sharper mornings, less dryness, steadier focus. Those changes are your biology responding exactly as it was designed to. Healthy vision is not lost with age. It is maintained through understanding and alignment. When you learn to work with your body's natural cycles, you are not fighting decline, you are restoring balance. If this added value and helped you understand your body better, like the video and subscribe to join others who are learning to optimize their health naturally through science-based functional medicine insights.